I'm surrounded by ops fucking everywhere. Not actually. I don't want to literally gas myself up and be wrong, but I feel like I'm a pretty good friend. I value my relationships a lot, and if anything, if I go a long period of time without seeing my friends, I go crazy. I want to see you every single fucking day. I really value my relationships and I put a lot of effort into them. And I value them to the point where there's very, very little I will put above my friendships. And that includes a bitch. Okay, I will never put a bitch above my friendships. Literally fucking ever. I don't even want a bitch. I don't even want a bitch because I don't want to see you. If I have free time, I would much rather see my friends than see a bitch. Okay, that's my perspective on things and that's how much I value my friends. So, it leaves me shocked to my core when time and time again a bitch is put above me. And I know not everyone has the same priorities, and I can't expect everyone to have the same priorities, but I will continue to expect people to have respect for me. And that never fucking happens. See, I thought the phase where people. Okay. Let me collect my thoughts so I don't end up being messy. I need to stop expecting so much from people who are this young. Because not everyone values their relationships. Not everyone makes the right decisions. Not everyone is emotionally mature. And I'm not saying I am the most emotionally mature person, but I do think I'm not a fucking dumb bitch. I do think I'm not a dumbass person, and I think that I know how to see things from other people's perspectives, and I can accept when I'm in the wrong, and I am always willing and open to having conversations, and I'm always willing and open to being called out, even when I don't like it. So, continue on the fact that I'm always willing and open to having conversations. Even though I'm a non-confrontational person, I've been getting better at being more confrontational because there's a lot of crazy fucking people. No one tells you that. Everyone's like, you're gonna meet so many people in college. Nobody tells you that you're gonna meet a lot of crazy batshit people who don't know how to have friendships. You're gonna meet a lot of people who are gonna tell you, like, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school and no one liked me and this is my first ever friendship, and then you're gonna figure out why. Then you're gonna figure out why that this is their first ever friendship. Okay, there's very few exceptions to that thing. If you meet someone and they tell you, like, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up and every single person I've ever known has cut me off and dropped me, be very wary. Be very wary because a lot of the time there are reasons as to why someone was dropped or cut off, etc., etc. So be very fucking wary, okay? And I keep figuring this out the hard way. And be very wary of people who can't pass. What is it even called? I don't even know what it's called because I didn't know it was a fucking thing because I'm always able to pass the test. The bachelor test or some shit. The test where it's like, oh, can you have a conversation without talking about guys? I didn't even know the name of that until like maybe 2 years ago because I'm able to pass the fucking test. Okay. Let's migrate. Okay. Anyways, I'm getting ready for physical therapy. I think I look fat, but I'm also trying to like embrace my body and shit, so we'll just get over it. Isn't that too sick? I fucking love my tattoos. I love my tattoos so bad. Okay, so I'm gonna be very vague with this. No, honestly, I'm not even gonna talk about it because I need to not waste my energy. Something that I want to do in 2026 and 2027 and 2028 and every year onwards and leading up to this. Let's get some lighting in this bitch. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna continue this conversation. I need to learn how to accept that I will not always get explanations or apologies or the transparency that I deserve when people fuck me over. When people fuck me over, more often than not, are they going to tell me why that is. You're oftentimes not going to get reasons for why you were fucked over, and you just need to accept that. A lot of the times you were just fucked over because people don't know how to act, and that's honestly the simple truth of it, and you're never going to get an explanation, and you're especially never going to get an explanation that satisfies you, because honestly, Yeah, you might get. Here's another thing. I think that there is a difference between an excuse and an explanation. I can't really tell you what I think that difference is. I know when I feel it. I like, for example, I know when I want an explanation for someone's actions, and I know when I want an excuse. And I think it lies within their intentions. It's an excuse when they don't really give a fuck. It's an excuse when they don't regret their actions. It's an excuse when they don't see why they fucked up. It's an explanation when they're regretful. And they're usually not fucking regretful. Okay? That's how I see it. That's how I see the difference between all these things. Okay? And you might be wondering, why are you putting on makeup to go to physical therapy? Because I feel better when I look cute, okay? I fucking hate physical therapy. I fucking hate working out. I love how fat my ass has gotten. Full transparency. My ass has gotten really fucking fat from physical therapy, and I love that. But I hate working out. And I think I've always hated working out. I love sports because I love team environments. That's another thing. I love team environments. I love having teammates. I love having teammates, and I love being a good teammate, okay? So I think that's another thing. You can tell when someone has never played a team sport because they're a fucking cunt. Okay? You know what I mean? All these people who only ever played solo, single person sports, they're fucking cunts. They don't know what it's like to have a teammate. They don't know what it's like to be a good teammate, and therefore they probably don't know what it's like to be a good friend. Correlation is not causation. I can't really prove anything I just said, but I don't know. A lot of the people I beef with, they're only childs, or they haven't played sports. They don't know the highs and lows of high school football. And like, honestly, real as fuck. Okay, dude, real as fuck. Okay, I just need to cover up my fucking under eyes. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying anymore because I'm so pissed off, but yeah, I just need to stop expecting explanations even when I feel like I deserve an explanation. There's this one person in my life who I gave them friendship. I gave them my friendship. I gave them my other friends. Okay, there was a point last semester where they were hanging out with my friends more than me because I was so busy, and they were so not busy. So they were always with my friends, and they hung out with my friends more than I hung out with my old friends. Okay, and honestly, that really did annoy me. But honestly, it's like, hey, I want you to have friends, so like, whatever, bro. What the fuck ever. That was the situation. I gave them friends. I gave them advice. I gave them advice on girls. Because he was getting bitched out by a fucking girl. So bitched out. Like, he was getting so unbelievably bitched out. I gave him advice for girls. I gave him advice on his current girlfriend. My friends gave him advice on how to act with his current girlfriend. Okay, whatever. Everything was chill. This semester starts. We're still, hey, how you doing? Da-da-da-da-da. When we see each other in passing, we'll stop and talk. Okay, the very last thing I ever said to this bitch was, I saw him in the lobby, and he had flowers and a pizza, and I was like, hey, like, how are you? Have you asked her to be her girlfriend yet? Because I'm seeing all these gifts. And he's like, no, I think I'm going to ask in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, well, if you're already treating her like you're a girlfriend, you might as well ask her instead of pushing it off into some, like, weird situation shit. Whatever. Last conversation we ever had. Okay? They start dating. He won't look at me. He won't glance at me. If we pass, he won't say hi. He won't say hi to any of my friends who were also his friends at a point because he was seeing them more than I was seeing them. It has been like radio fucking silence. His girlfriend is close friends with one of my ops who also cut me off, no explanation. And then when I texted her and I was like, hey, so like, we were really fucking close and I never did anything to you. I feel like I deserve an explanation for why I was cut off. And she was like, I don't really know what happened. Didn't apologize and didn't tell me. Here's the thing. You are the only one that knows what happened because you cut me off. I don't know what happened. I'm the one left in the dark here. And this would be one of those situations where it's like, okay, maybe I was the problem. Maybe that's the reason why I'm being cut off. But here's the thing. I'm not the problem. I never got cut off like this in high school. It's a reoccurring college thing. Okay, it's not that reoccurring because I'm a good fucking person. But I digress. This is the same shit. This is what I mean. If you meet someone and they're like, I had no friends in high school or middle school or elementary school because they all did me dirty. And also, my parents don't like me. If you meet someone like that, please know that it is oftentimes their fault. So I don't know why I didn't take these red flags to heart, because yes, then I did get cut off by a bitch. And then when I feel like I deserve an explanation because we were very fucking close. So when I text the bitch for an explanation and she tells me, I don't really know what happened. Okay. Honestly, I wish I pushed more because she, out of everyone who's fucked me over, she owes me an explanation the most. So I wish I pushed more for it, but that's the thing. Like, I need to learn to accept that I'm just not going to get these explanations, especially from weirdos. So keep that in mind. So I text him. Okay, yeah, today we passed each other like 4 times in the dining hall. And didn't not even look my way any of those times. So I'm like, okay. Also, keep in mind that we have like family ties. The reason I know him is because he's good friends with one of my closest cousins. Like, our parents introduce all of us. Like, this isn't some casual homeboy shit. Like, this is like, we have like family ties. Like, we're not that close. Like, we met over the summer last year, but it's like, I still don't expect to be treated like shit when I'm probably gonna have to see you again next time I see my cousin. Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? It's not like I met him through college. Like, I met him through our families. You're fucking weird for that. I think that's why this situation is so weird for me, because it's like, now I definitely deserve more. Okay, whatever. So gets the girlfriend, goes fucking radio silent. Today, I text him, and I was like, hey, did something happen because you don't talk to us? And he was like, nah, just busy. And I'm like, okay, but like, you don't even say hi, and we pass each other all the time. And he goes, locked in. That's it. Locked in. That's it. And I go, okay, these are weak responses, so what happened? Like, I know you're hiding something, so what happened? No response. Okay. And that's the part that just pisses me off, because if I help you with your girlfriend, I help you get friends. Like, he was genuinely around my friends more than I was around my friends. If I give you all these resources and I fucking help you with shit, and I'm a good fucking person to you, and I am a good fucking person, don't you think I at least deserve an explanation for this? Like, there are weirdo fucking bitches everywhere in college, and I genuinely cannot wait till I move off campus. I don't want to be in the elevator with these weirdo bitches. And honestly, I could be the type of person that it's like, oh, I'm not bothered, I'm just gonna be unbothered. I'm bothered all the time, because I'm a good person with a big heart. So when this weird shit happens to me by people who I think are supposed to be my friends, who I'm supposed to be close with, yes, I'm very bothered, and this dead horse is gonna be beat to the fucking ground. That's how bothered I am. I'm so bothered that, like, I can't even, you could just be like, oh, why don't you just journal about this shit? I can't even journal about it because my emotions are coming at me too fast for me to journal about this. Like, I'm too overwhelmed, too upset, that, like, sitting down and writing it out isn't even enough anymore. So that's why I'm making this fucking video. Like, I feel like fucking HRH Collections. Like, I'm going insane. Like, I'm surrounded by fucking rats. Okay, surrounded by is a strong word. I've actually only been fucked over like this by 4 people. And mind you, I have a good amount of friends here. So that just also goes to prove my point. I'm not the fucking weirdo. I'm not the fucking weirdo in this situation. And it's like, I don't, like, is his girlfriend just weird? And she's like, you're not allowed to have any female friends. Is that why he cut off every single one of us? Like, I literally cannot fathom the reason. Because nothing went wrong. Like, I don't know, like, did I misinterpret our friendship? Like, was he trying to fuck on me this whole time, and then he, like, got a girlfriend, and then I had to be cut off? Like, I don't think that's it, because shit was a very much, like, brotherly relationship. Like, shit was very chill, like. Anyways, I need to learn, and I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to remind myself this every time I get too heated. I need to learn to accept that people who fuck me over aren't going to give me an explanation as to why. Because a lot of the times when you're fucked over by people like this and you're just left clueless as to why, it's probably not your fault, babe. Like, I know in my situation, it's not my fault. Because we were on fantastic terms. They start dating. Boom. Okay. Okay, bet. If anything between us happened that was my fault, it genuinely had to have been so one-sided that something switched in his brain. And that's what had to have happened. Okay, bet. But you need to learn that when people do shit like this, it's probably not your fault. They might not even realize how shit of a person they're being, because if they realized it, they would probably give you an apology or an explanation or have some sort of intervention before cutting you off. Okay, bet. They would probably try to work shit out if they had an issue with you before cutting you off. That's why another reason where it's like, I don't trust bitches that are like, if I have an issue with one of my friends, I'm just going to start slowly distancing and until we're no longer friends. If you ever at all value that relationship even a little bit, they deserve an explanation, or you need to make some attempt to fix things before you start distancing yourself and going radio silent, because I think that's one of the most immature, selfish, shitty things you can do. Just slowly backing up until you're no longer in their life, and then they're just left wondering, what did I do? I wish they told me. Because that's how I feel. Especially when it's a situation where it's like, damn, I really didn't do shit. Like, I'm genuinely sitting here trying to think about what I could have possibly done, but we were on such good terms, and then literally, like, a fucking switch flipped in his head, and it's like, okay, whatever. And not even just him specifically, this happened with everyone. A flip just switches in their head, and they're like, okay, you have to fucking die, and I have to cut you off. I don't know why people act like that, but that's the reality. So you need to accept that you're not going to get your explanation, and you need to just learn to live with that, because in the long term, do I want a friend who's that quick to treat me like this with no explanation? Like, even if the people who have fucked me over and dropped me out of nowhere came back to me and were like, I'm sorry, I want to rekindle this relationship, if they were able to treat me like that, even when I went to them trying to be the more mature person and trying to talk things out, if they were so quick to brush me off, even when I did try to do the right thing and figure out the issue between us, then why would I even want them in my life? You know what I mean? Clearly that's not even a good person, a good friend to have around, because if they did it once, they're going to do it again. You know what I mean? So I just need to learn to accept that. Not everybody has to be my friend. It just sucks to have someone that you think you're close with, or someone that you think you're like really chill with. Like, it sucks to have a close friend who just is so capable of switching up on you out of fucking nowhere. Because I would never do this to you. Okay. That's my complaint. So, fuck bitches, fuck money. Fuck bitches get money.